Welcome back to the show, everyone. I don't think it's news to anybody that Vancouver is awesome, but never has it been celebrated with such style and verve.
Absolutely. You've probably heard of the website. Vancouver is awesome, and the man behind it joins us now. This is Bob Kronbauer. How are you, Bob?
Hey, Bob.
I'm good.
Oh, wait a minute. Nice to have you on here finally.
How this whole VancouverisAwesome.com thing started.
How did it all start? Well, I moved away. I moved to Los Angeles for 5 years to work as a creative director.
This is how all great love affairs with Vancouver begin usually. You
By
move
leaving,
away.
yeah, and then realizing, wow, you know, this is a really great place to be. And so I worked in an office for a few years there, and then broke out and started doing freelance out of my home office there. And I was sitting there one day, and I was like, man, I really wish that I could do this from Vancouver. And I was like, oh, I could. You know, like all my clients, you know, it's like you could work virtually from anywhere these days. And so I ended up moving back, and I was like, this is great. This is the best place to be. I love it here, you know. And it was right around the time that all that No Fun City stuff was coming out, and you know, everybody, it's sort of ingrained in Vancouver culture to talk about what we hate about it. You know, it's like everyone is guilty of it.
Much like our Canucks.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Sure, yeah,
Focus on the negative.
booing or looing, you know, whatever it is.
Because it's an interesting thing to watch, you know, as Vancouver's Awesome has grown, how people's idea of their own city, outsiders' view of Vancouver as a city, has changed in terms of our art, our culture, especially things that weren't really being celebrated within our city before. So what's your litmus test when you're trying to think of where to go with Vancouver's Awesome? What do you look for?
Like, what qualifies something as being awesome?
Yeah, is it just like, that's
Is
cool?
Michael Eckford awesome?
No.
Definitely.
He is awesome.
He's been on there. Did you see him on there?
But what is it, I mean, that really sort of captures you and the people that work with it?
I mean, in the beginning, it was really black and white. It was really like, you know, we're not going to talk about the fact that housing is not affordable in the city. You know, like, that's a topic we won't even tackle. We're not even going to touch it. It's just black and white. Like, nope, not awesome. That's not awesome. We're not going to talk about it. Next,
that is definitely not awesome.
And so, you know, it's not, obviously, we don't write articles about how lame that is, but, you know, we can write about people doing coming up with solutions for it.
Looking at the positive stuff.
Yeah, looking at the positive
side. Let's talk about what you did with Gregor Robertson yesterday, because I read about it on Twitter. I saw a tweet, a picture of Miss 604 and the mayor. What were you guys up to? So
mayor staff invited us to just come up with some sort of civic engagement thing, and we came up with this sort of Twitter, it wasn't a Twitter town hall, but it was like Twitter city hall, where me and Miss 604 went in for an hour at City Hall at a table with Gregor and sort of moderated questions from people for the hashtag GregorLive is what we tagged it as.
Yeah. And it trended nationally.
It trended nationally, yeah.
That's really
cool. Which was great. And I mean, like, we started it off, and the theme, you know, as our blog is, it's pretty light, you know, it's like arts and culture and fun stuff.
Absolutely.
And obviously
Celebrating.
That's it's very celebratory. That's what it is.
Did people take a celebratory tone with the mayor?
So, you know, like,
not always.
Of course, we weren't expecting everybody to ask him how his cat was. Yeah. But some did. Yeah. Which was kind of funny. And you know, we tackled some real issues. You know,
yeah,
like
but he's a good sport with that stuff, and I think that makes Gregor awesome. That'll put himself out there.
But it's interesting because I think people throw the same darts at us sometimes that probably get thrown at you, but we like to do, and what I love about what you're doing is when you do have people and you do have personalities, you talk about who they are as human beings outside of their work, and who they are as people and their values and the things that they love about their city, and it really gives you insight into people's motivations as well, and I think a really interesting way.
Yeah, it's something that I've come to realize is, like, as we're celebrating the city more and more, what I'm realizing is we're actually celebrating the people of this city and the people that make it what it is. You know, like, the city wouldn't be anything without.
Okay, let's talk about what's happening with the penny.
Well, it's
the penny. Sad story, but we're gonna flip it.
Wah, wah, wah. Okay, so no more pennies. Bye bye. It's so sad. But how do we make this awesome?
So last year, it actually started in Toronto. A fellow by the name of Todd Falkowski started a thing called Penny Smash, and he invited Burton Kramer and Doug Copeland and some other big-name artists to design designed for the shape of a pressed penny. You know, like the ones that you get at the museum or...
Back in the old days, you had to put it on the train track. The train would go over,
and
derail, and you would have a squished penny.
Train and,
But, you know, they have them at Science World and they have them at tourist attractions. And so it's a thing that you take with you when you get stuck at a tourist attraction. It's like, oh, you put it in $2 and then you get this little thing back with a
get
logo.
One from Science World.
Science World has them, actually.
Okay, let's see the pennies that you've got.
And so what we did was a friend of mine, Scott Hawthorne, who owns Salt Tasting Room, was like, let's bring one of these to Vancouver. So we sat down with Todd, and Scott was like, I want to bring one of these here.
And we're looking at the machine here, and maybe we can talk about the pennies that I have in my hand and tell us about them. I've got the Happy Sad here.
Multiple designs.
So yeah, we brought in 4 Vancouver artists. What's the one that you got there?
I've got Happy Sad.
Happy Sad. That's Jersey Seymour, and so that's the only double-sided penny smash coin in North America.
You're kidding me.
And when you flip it, it's
perfect
like Happy
for
Sad.
Like, yeah, you want yes or no, so it's like heads or tails.
You can use that for life decisions. Should I travel to Europe?
Happy
face.
And this one here, the iconic East Van.
Yeah, that was Ken Lum, as you know, the East Van Cross, or Monument for East Vancouver, as it's officially known.
Beautiful.
He let us use that one.
Really cool. And then what is the other ones here? What is this one?
That one is Ian Grace from Rethink, and it's the all-seeing eye.
Ooh.
Wait.
Yeah, it's sideways.
Wait, it'll look better.
Yeah, now
there
it looks
you
like
go.
an eye.
That's cool.
Very cool. And the last one we've got here.
The last one is Natalie Pershowitz, and you might remember her from a project she did where she made all of her own clothes for a year, down to her underwear and her sunglasses and her shoes. So that one is, it's supposed to be a button. So you take a drill, it says drill between those 2 little dots, and you drill it, and you make it into a
penny button.
Bob, how much is this added to, because we talk about, once again, we talk about this all the time, how much we get as people out of meeting the people that come on our show, the experiences that they're doing, seeing the films they make, reading the books. How much does this add to your life and to you as a citizen and a guy from Vancouver?
This is the most rewarding job that I could ever imagine. Yeah, it's great. Like lately, I'm just meeting people and, you know, coming on the show and meeting you guys and us going for coffee and just being able to connect with other people. And I'm finding that one of the best things about my job is not me connecting with other people, but then all those people like, oh, hey, this and this and this. And then I'm like, oh, hey, I know this guy, I know this guy, I know this lady can get you this and do this. You should meet this person.
And you guys are branching out as well. I heard Whistler, I heard Toronto. For Toronto is awesome, Whistler is awesome, Galliano is awesome.
That one's coming up. Whistler's been going for about 10 months, and they're doing really well.
Because Whistler is awesome.
It is really awesome.
I know.
Yeah.
And Toronto, a lot of people from the West Coast should read Toronto is awesome because we don't always feel like Toronto is awesome, but it is awesome.
It's not quite launched yet, so that one's coming in
it'll
the next
get awesome sometime, Toronto, I think. Bob, thank you so much. And if you want to check out more about what is going on in Vancouver, if you're bored or if you're looking on the dark side instead of the positive, check it out and find some stuff to do and some very interesting people.
And if you're familiar with the event Creative Mornings, Bob will be part of it on April the 13th, yes?
That's
Creative
right.
Mornings, you can get your tickets now, and Bob's going to do it.
April 6th, you can get tickets.
What's that?
April 6th.
April 6th, you can pick up tickets. It sells out really quickly, so get your tickets, and he'll give a speech, and
Thank
then
you so much, Bob.
you get to ask some questions.
We're going to
Thanks,
take a
Bob.
quick